Alright, so let's do some of these practice words in Quinamiguin. um, and I just want you to take note of the orthography as well that it's written in, because it's very similar to its neighboring Philippine languages. Alright, especially with the glottal stops and everything. So the practice words, and we'll just try to run through this. Now, this could be a I don't know, this could be a far-fetched one, but or a long shot, I should say. But if you are a Quinamiguin language speaker who just happens to be watching this video, please make some corrections if I am wrong, okay? I want your inputs. So the first word is bari, right? Bari meaning no, okay? Bari meaning no. Now, some people might say use the bar if some people want to say yes, right? They're going to use the borrowed o, right? O or o, right? O, which means yeah, like you're agreeing, o or o, right? But bari means no. The next one across from it, we have maupay, right? Maupay, which means good. Sounds almost like the waray word, right? For good, maupay. It sounds like it's waray to me, but that's just me personally. The one we have here is daos, right? And daos means food or eat food, like eating food, okay? Things that you can nourish. This was actually one of the first words I learned when I was talking to Quinamiguin language speakers, because I happened to be at a bakery when I first met my first Quinamiguin language speaker, which was a elderly woman, a grandmother, and the bake shop owner, that was actually her mother that I ran across or ran into. Dakul, right? Dakul is her next one. It means much or many. Now you'll start to see some notice, and so you'll start to kind of make some inferences. And if you speak Cebuano, especially, or any other Visayan languages, you can start to make some inferences of how this language got its influences from its neighboring Visayan languages, especially with Cebuano. Okay, it got a lot of the borrowed terminology from it, because in Cebuano it's daghan, right? Daghan, dakul is many or much, but we all can say in Cebuano we have a similar word next to this, dako, which means big, okay, big or something that's large. Datu is the next one, which means your leader or chieftain, right? A chieftain, a leader, the leader of a tribe or a chieftain of a tribe, right? A tribal leader. Utao, the one across from it, utao is people, right? Banog, again, banog is a type of bird. It's a small bird. I think it's like black and white colored, but it's a very small bird. It's a type of that flies in Camiguin. Langoy, this one is a borrowed word, I think, from Cebuano, but it can also be an indigenous word. I could be wrong. So langoy means to swim. And finally, pan, which means bread, which is borrowed from Cebuano and ultimately from Spanish, right? Because you have to understand too that the island of Camiguin was heavily influenced with Spanish during Spanish colonization. Like there were a lot of Spaniards that colonized the island and settled in the island, and much of the lowlanders, especially the lowlanders, intermarried with the Spaniards, and that's why in Mambahaw especially you can see a lot of these mestizo families, right? And even if you're going around the entire island of Gamigan and touring around on a motorbike or whatever, you can still see the influence of the Spanish language and the Spanish architecture all over the island. And I'm going to my random tangents now from this video, but yeah, there's a lot of Spanish influence in the island of Gamigans, and it's also evident with the language pan, right? From Spanish meaning bread. Cebuano also borrowed this from Spanish. And down here we have some simple like sentences and phrases that you can use, right? Now we already know that maupay means good, right? But if we put maupay in this phrase here that's fixed, maupay na pagdini, right? Maupay na pagdini, which means welcome, right? One of the first things you'll see in the island is a welcome sign, especially if you're coming from ferry or by boat, right? Maupay na pagdini. Pagdini meaning to welcome somebody. I think pagdini means to arrive, right? Dini meaning to arrive, or pagdini. This one's gonna be a funny one too. Maupay na buntag. Like if you just say maupay na buntag, it means good morning, and maupay na duman means good evening. This buntag again, if you speak Cebuano, buntag means morning, right? I think this is one of the commonalities that Quinamiguin has with Cebuano. So maupay na buntag meaning good morning, maupay na duman meaning good evening. If you want to say good morning to every one of you, to all of y'all, right? You plural, maupay na buntag, na injoan, right? Na injoan, right? The J, this Kinamigin language has this j sound, okay? It's similar to the j, like I think Tausug, which is another Visayan language, Yakan, Bajau, and even the dialect, the Bohol dialect of Cebuano, the Boholano dialect of Cebuano has that j sound, right? Injoan, right? Inj, j. It's the same as in English, the J sound. Maupay na buntag na injoan, right? Or maupay na duman na injoan, right? So good morning to all of you, good evening to all of you. Our next one here is inu imungaran, right? Inu imungaran, what's your name? Look at this breakdown. Inu, right? Inu meaning what? It sounds almost like another Visayan language's word for what? Inu. In Tagalog, it's anu, right? Ano, ano. But inu is in Quinamiguin. Imu meaning your, right? Imu, because this sounds like most Visayan languages meaning your, especially Cebuano and Hiligaynon, right? Imo or imu, right? Imu, which is your. It's the possessive pronoun for your. And ngaran, right? Ngaran, meaning name. This one is a Proto-Austrian shared pan-Philippine kind of word. So in Tagalog, it's pangalan. In Cebuano, it's pangalan. And in not Cuyonon, in yeah, I guess in Hiligaynon and Cuyonon, I think it's ngaran as well. I could be wrong. So this looks like it's a borrowed word from a Visayan language, but it could also be a Kinamigin indigenous word too, ngaran, meaning name. And the last one is handi ka ay pailing, right? Handi ka ay pailing, where? Handi meaning where? Handi, where, right? Inu, what? Handi, where? Handi ka ay pailing. Now we have this ka here meaning you in the absolutive case for the Quinamiguin language, okay? Because again, even though Quinamiguin is a Manobo language, it's still an Austronesian language and has features of an Austronesian language, just like its neighboring Philippine languages, right? Handi ka ay pailing, where are you going? You know, or as that older or elderly lady told me, asa ka paingon? Yeah, where are you heading? So again, I hope this video can give you some practice words for the Quinamiguin language and just a feel and a taste of what the Quinamiguin language is like.